Vamos.
We
Take it away, my boy.
everybody, welcome back. It's the Gooms Podcast, episode 17.
17 eps.
It's pretty nuts to say that we're almost in the top 1% of podcasts.
We are in the top 10%
Mm-hmm.
of podcasts, business podcasts. No,
We're
top 100.
We're in the top 100 Jamaican business podcasts. I don't know if we're still there. I got that notification after like Ep 5 from the podcast website.
How do you know we're not in the top 20 now?
I hope we are. I hope these Jamaicans are taking some good business advice from us when we give it out. And they're doing something good with their life, man.
I'm going to come in with a fiery intro. You ready?
Mm.
Because it was very subtle from you. I liked it, but I feel like... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gooms
No,
Podcast. That wasn't it?
No.
You didn't like it?
No.
Come on, bro. That was the... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gooms Podcast. That was the vibes I was getting from you.
No, just we come for a conversation, man. Just chill it. I don't... This is actually like the second time that I've seen Chris since he's been back from Cyprus. Like,
Jeez.
probably... Chris got back yesterday. When I saw him for like 10 minutes because I had to go pick up an SD card.
We had
Yeah,
to
so-
talk some
We
business.
didn't really talk. Came round, looked at some clips and dipped. That's about it. So this is actually going to be our first conversation live on the pod.
Hey, man, we had to talk some business. But, yeah, no, Cyprus was lovely. It's always good to go home, innit?
Mm.
It was a little bit... I was a little bit sad because the weather wasn't amazing. But it was nice, like it got nicer towards the end. I took my girlfriend out and showed her my country for the first time, which was a new experience for me. But it was cool, man. It was nice. She loved it. And the main thing for me was like trying to get her to understand and appreciate our little island, bro, like we do. And it's never going to be the same, but...
Why wouldn't she appreciate it like anywhere else where she goes there?
No, I'm not saying that wasn't the case. She loved it. I just... Little things like driving around the village and seeing the little beripteron or a zorbaz or something like that, which we look at and we really appreciate and we love because that's all we've ever known. To somebody that's just a bakery in a different country to them. Do you know what I mean? So trying to get her to understand and appreciate...
Wait, did you take her to zorbaz?
Yeah, of course I did, bro. She was yamming the place up, bro. She loved it. She loved it. But yeah, bro, like it was really quite refreshing that she could go and see our little island, bro, our little village, and appreciate it for what it is, and and probably not have the same love for it that I do, because I think it's pretty tough to match, and appreciate the small things. But yeah, just to see our culture, bro, see where we came from, our origination.
I think that's one thing, like going away to places, you don't really, unless you actually go into like villages and stuff like that, you don't really see culture.
Yeah, of course.
This isn't, I don't know if I've said this on the pod before, but this is something I
Yeah.
said to you, like I want to travel, like
Yeah.
I want to travel, I want to travel, but like I don't, when I say I want to travel, like I'm not too fussed about going to these places which everybody knows and like are absolutely amazing. Like, I want to go places and see culture.
Yeah, you want to be able to understand the ecosystem of another.
Not even the ecosystem, bro. Just the things.
Yeah,
that people
when I say the
usually see.
ecosystem, I mean the culture, like how somebody in Croatia, but not on Hvar, but in, do you know what I mean? In an off island, how they live, how they work, how they tick. You know, like in B Movie. Have you watched B Movie?
Yeah, of course I watch B-movie.
When it
Years
shows you
ago, though.
inside the hive.
Yeah.
We don't know what inside of a beehive looks like. How
Yeah,
do you know that?
bro? People open them all the time.
Yeah, but how do they see it? They might have little cars going around and shit, and we don't know about it.
No, bro. They just fucking see it as they're flying around in a beehive.
That's what I meant by an ecosystem, though, like how it
Bees are
opens
going
up.
extinct.
Eh?
Bees are going extinct.
Is that fact?
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. Like, they're killing all the bees, and like bees are a massive part of pollination, so it's pretty much going to ruin
The
plants.
world.
No, bro. Like, it's pretty detrimental.
Should we make should we make an AI bee? Do you reckon that'll work?
How would that work?
Surely they'll be able to replace the pollination that a bee does with something that's
What,
not
on
natural.
such a large scale, bro.
I don't
Across
know,
the
bro.
whole world, like literally, like bees will go into plants and they pollinate, and like they'll create new plants. Bro, you're not very educated on this topic, are you?
Bro, to be
Bro,
honest,
do you not understand how it works?
I understand how bees work, but I'm just saying, like, on the
How do bees
large
work?
scale,
How do bees work?
they go to a plants, they pollinate, and then take the plants elsewhere so that they can.
They take the plants,
No,
like they dig the plant out of the ground.
You know what I'm saying, bro? The pollen, and then it spreads, and then more plants grow, and yeah. Fucking hell, don't try and dumb me down,
That's like
bro.
adaptation.
I'm
Do you know-
actually a
bro,
very intelligent
Do you know how
individual.
nuts, like adaptation?
In terms of what you've given me no
Everything,
context.
bro. Everything, like the world, like the way that everything works, so in sync. What?
The way that I just watched the way
Nah, I
you
had a
did
little
that,
itch.
but your nose was like badong and it just flung back into place like 4 times.
I had a little itch.
Sorry, carry on.
Nah, yeah, well, there's nothing to carry on. Like,
Bro,
it's just nuts, bro.
You said adaptation, but
In
what's
everything,
adaptation?
bro.
Like me adapting to a different climate. Is that amazing to you?
No,
What-
bro. The way that you could have the exact same animal in different places in the world and it would have adapted differently due to its environment.
Yeah,
Like that's like thousands and thousands of years.
you can say
evolution,
you can say
bro.
thing for a lot of things as well, right?
That's this. It's the same as like
Like the same as
Like,
a human
as-
that lives somewhere in like
There's a
Cyprus
theor-
or somewhere
there's-
where heat.
there's a theory about adaptation that humans originally, obviously, like the thing is that we came from monkeys. Obviously, whether that's true or not, that's something that we don't know. But there's a theory that the monkeys used to eat psychedelic mushrooms, and they'd be like, they wouldn't be eating them so that they'd be seeing things and stuff like that and tripping out, but they'd be eating them, and it would just help them get more creative, see color better, see better, think better, and everything. And then that's how they evolved into humans.
But that would stick. That would stick though, because naturally, if you're
No,
going
I'm
to
not
take a
saying that-
psychedelic, it lasts for a period of time and then goes, right?
No, like as in they'd like almost microdose them every day because
Oh, right.
there's serious effects of micro. Well, apparently there's serious effects
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah,
microdosing.
yeah. What, and the evolution, because it was in their systems over generations, would be passed down in genetics.
No, the mushrooms didn't stay in their
So how do
bodies.
they evolve then? You're saying it like they
No,
evolve.
because
So
yeah,
all
yeah,
the-
they did.
so-
Yeah, it did help them evolve. That's the way that the theory works. So monkeys would eat them, but whilst they were taking them, if they were eating them every day, if they were in an environment where they could get to them and they were accessible, they're
Yeah.
going to be eating them every day.
yeah.
So they're constantly going to be microdosing these psychedelic mushrooms, which are going
Yeah.
to help them be more intelligent, see things through more color, increase their sight,
Yeah,
increase
but
their
you
hearing,
take away
think
the
of new
you
ways
take
to
away
hunt.
the microdose. Do those characteristics still stick?
No, of course not.
Exactly. So how is it passed through a genetic?
Because
Does that
if-
make sense?
Because if when people do psychedelics, they're like, oh, like I never saw the world in this way. I never thought about this like that.
Yeah, it
that's
changes
what
an
people think
approach.
about.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
if
I understand
so
that.
if they microdosed a psychedelic, bro,
Mm.
and they had a little bit of mushroom in it, oh, okay, this is that new way to hunt, and they got more effective at hunting.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Have you
yeah.
seen them? Oh my god, bro! Fucking monkeys, bro. They created a spear. Like someone took a photograph of a monkey who carved his own spear, bro, out of a tree branch and was hunting with it. Do you know how fucked that is?
Like now,
Yeah, like now,
though?
bro. Do you know how fucked that
That's
is?
some
The fact,
Caesar from Planet of the Apes shit.
bro, the fact that he thought to actually do that and created that. Do you know how crazy that is?
Yeah, but like you just said, it is kind of they adapted and evolved. They thought, well, how can I
Exactly.
how
That's
can
how
I
nuts adaptation
how can I
is, bro.
how can I hunt more efficiently? Let me use a weapon.
It's even something down to the little thing like with plants.
Do you think that came from a monkey seeing a human hunt, holding something and thinking, oh shit, I need something like that?
I don't know, potentially. I don't
Where
know.
would the idea
I
come
don't
from?
know whether it was in like a super remote area or anything like that. I couldn't tell you.
I haven't seen that. Is that quite recent?
Like maybe like half a month ago,
Oh.
probably a month ago.
Dope.
It's like even down to like plants, how like they know, like plants have like adapted to just drop their seeds onto. They will know that like they'll like disperse their seeds and they'll make sure that they go on animals and stuff like that. So the animals will take them around.
And
It's
spread.
pretty crazy, bro.
Yeah, so the
It's crazy
same,
how the world works, man.
The
It's
same way
fascinating.
that the most basic human was just I want to reproduce. And the most beings really, innit? They just want to reproduce. You'd never look at a plant and think that motherfucker wants to get its end away, but it's still reproducing in a way like that.
Well, this is a conversation that we had, that whether plants have a soul or not.
Yeah,
I definitely think that they have a level of intelligence and they can think.
I understand that, but I also think does a plant have a feeling? Does a plant? But to be fair, after speaking with Ace and him breaking it down the way that he broke it down to me, in the sense that they actually communicate in a way that we just can't understand because it's at such a high
Frequency. I said,
yeah.
this is what I said to you though. Like we don't know whether there's a way that plants communicate or not.
Yeah,
Like they're obviously, whether it's through the roots, whether it's through high frequencies.
yeah.
Like they communicate and they're reproducing and
Yeah.
they're creating their own food. Like they must have some way of thinking.
Yeah.
I saw the
Or
other
they're
day.
just a really intelligent being that just minds their own business and just it's just survival for as long
Do you know
as
what's
possible.
crazy, bro? I saw the other day someone take they got a drop from a pond and like they put it under a microscope.
Yeah,
Bro, seeing the microorganisms, bro.
in it.
Like one cell, like the microorganism would be made up of one cell. That would be the whole thing, like the size of one cell, bro. It is fucked. Bro, like it's seriously nuts, some of the stuff that's on this planet. It's crazy.
We're in a day and age where things move so quickly in terms of technology and just in general how a day comes and goes and you're on to the next, that not a lot of people really appreciate and take in like the actual
It's just
planet that we're on, bro. This amazing, like, do you know what I mean?
I think it's just down to perspective, bro. The way that some people look at life.
Yeah.
Because obviously, bro, the normal person that is like, I don't know, for example, I could give you, I don't know, a normal person works a normal job, 9 to 5, semi-high stress, but they get home and like, okay, it's chill time. I get to watch my Netflix, go to bed, gonna wake up tomorrow, do the same thing. They're not really gonna think of the opportunities to go and do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just giving you example. Obviously, there is.
Yeah, someone with a little bit more freedom that gets more time to themselves, more time to think, might have a better perspective and more gratitude towards.
I wouldn't say necessarily
the planet we walk.
I wouldn't say necessarily someone with more freedom. Like,
no, I'm saying more freedom in terms of more freedom of their own time, where they can sit back and be like, "Fucking hell, wow." Do you know what I mean? The way you just described it was like this person. All they've got to do is they've got to wake up. They're semi-stressed. They've got to go to work. They've got to come back. They're gonna put the Netflix show on. They've got to make dinner, and they've got to go to sleep and repeat. If your life is like that, boom, 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 schedule, hectic, sometimes it's hard to sit back and be like, well, that's what I meant by someone with the freedom. Like, to be able to have the time to be like, shit, I'm going to take a half an hour and I'm going to go and sit in the garden and I'm just going to look up. Do you know what I mean?
I hear what you're saying. I think with the perspective thing, it's just, everybody has their own individual outlook on life. And it's just the perspective in which they take on it.
What's yours?
What's my outlook on life?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. I don't think I've ever been asked that before.
What motherfucker you have now?
Hey, I need to take a sec. Is my outlook on life, it would be
to reproduce as much as possible.
Motherfucker, we've been doing that.
Hey. Make sure you wrap it. Don't be silly.
It's
wrap that willy.
Nah, I've not reproduced any babies as of yet, and I don't think I will for a hot minute. And my outlook on life, though, I think I just want to be happy. I want to have experiences. I want to work very hard.
Healthy.
Tell
your Siri to fucking
my
fuck
Apple
off.
Watch, man, bugging out. Shut up, wanker. Yeah, no, I'd say my outlook on life is pretty simple. It used to be a lot different, but as long as I'm happy, healthy, I've got the freedom to kind of do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Great family. I'd say that's my outlook, bro, and work really hard.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. Well, actually, do you know what? Ask me the question again, but in what terms do you mean my outlook?
Well, you said a lot of people have a different perspective on their outlook of life. And my response to you was, well, what's yours?
It's a really tough question. I don't know if I could answer that on the spot, you know. I take back my answer because that's something that I genuinely feel like I'd need to go away and think about for a long period of time.
Well, you're thinking more deeply in terms of my purpose as opposed to what's your actual outlook. Does that make sense?
I'd say what I said kind of relates to an outlook, but I'm still, I don't
You're
think I
still
could
yet
give that.
to find it.
I'd say everybody's still yet to find it. I think every day someone wakes up and they're learning new lessons and they're figuring out new stuff about themselves. But to have an outlook on life, it's always going to change. But I still think you can have it whatever age you are. Like to a kid, you could probably ask them, and they'd probably just say, "I want to have loads of fun and eat loads of chocolate" or something like that. Like they'd probably say something really stupid.
Motherfucker, you gonna be fat, you gonna get diabetes, and you ain't never gonna get a girlfriend.
There's that actually talking about kids and stuff like that. There's that clip of Kanye West when he says how like everybody's already robots or something along those type of lines. Like, no, it's about simulation. He was like, we're already in the simulation. He was like, if a kid jumps on a coffee table and pretends that they're flying or they're an astronaut or something like that, and they're jumping on there and they're shouting, they're screaming, and someone says to them, get down from that. You shouldn't do that. You're not allowed to get on that coffee table. Like you're ruining that creativity. And it's okay. I'm in a simulation. You need to get down from the table. That's the way that he looks at it. It makes a lot of sense.
I understand
bro.
what you're saying, but also he is a very, very messed up, but also very intelligent individual.
I disagree with messed up. Listen, people will say that Kanye's messed up. Listen,
he's a bit crazy.
Hear me out, bro. The way that Kanye thinks is because he's such a creative person, bro. Like when you're creative and you have thoughts constantly coming out, he just says, and it's hard for people to completely understand what he's trying to say. Like when he said that he admires Hitler, for instance, I'm not saying that I admire Hitler one bit. I don't. But when he said that, I kind of read in between the lines and I understood that he probably admires what he achieved, not like, I
get what you're saying, but the amount of people that kind of on the other end that were kind of on his side respected him and did everything that he wanted to do, and in terms of the hierarchy that he created for himself, that's what Kanye probably admires. But any sane human being would not say, I admire Hitler.
But then again, actually say that. He said something bad about Jews, didn't he?
I don't. Yeah.
I think he did. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, no, he did. He did, and it doesn't go like. Do you know?
Yeah, that's not cool.
It's very controversial, which might have been his plan the whole way, because at the end of the day, we're sat here talking about it and it was months ago. But at the same time, I feel like any person of his stature with his, what's the word? Oh, what's the word?
Influence.
With his influence on so many people, wouldn't say something like that. That's something that you can have as your conversation back and forth.
Yeah, but that's part of being in a simulation, though. I think that...
No, it's not part of being a simulation, because you can have free of speech, but there's a difference between saying something that you mean and truly believe and trying to put it out. Because effectively, he's not putting anything out to try and hurt somebody, right? He's putting things out to try and motivate and educate, right?
I don't... No, I think the way that Kanye's putting out what he thinks is just purely what he has on his mind at that time. Like, I think he's very... I think he's a very hard individual to understand. But if you break down what he does, like, he's incredible.
But I think also an intelligent individual sometimes knows when to take a step back, not speak on emotion, and put it out correctly.
Do you know what's crazy, though? No matter how... Because he's cancelled, apparently, isn't he? Kanye's cancelled.
Motherfucker could still be a billionaire. You see, I saw a thing that Adidas missed out on like 442 million.
And the rest, bro. It's billions, bro.
Oh, was it billions? 442 billion? Surely not.
No, it wasn't 400 billion, bro. No company.
I saw something like that.
Just
by Yeezy stepping away.
It's more than 400 million, bro. I'm pretty sure.
In profit?
Oh, fuck knows. I'm not sure, but I remember it being more.
But it's a lot of money.
They I think they were left with like maybe 400 million worth of Kanye stock. Fuck knows. They were left with a lot of stock as well. But no matter how cancelled he gets, Kanye tomorrow wakes up and drops a 10 out of 10 album, a creative masterpiece of an album. Everybody's going to go and listen to it and love it, regardless of what they think of Kanye. That's the power of releasing art, something truly creative and great.
Yeah, but it's also the power of what he's built over so many years.
Yeah, but I don't think that's fans, though, because there's more people against him than with him. People support his music, not him.
You say that, though, but there's more people against a lot of things that still roll in this day and age, and we had this conversation. But the people that are against it stay a lot more quiet, as opposed to the people that are with. I guarantee there's a lot of people that probably resonate and understand what Kanye's saying and love Kanye and love his previous music. But because it's made normal to disagree with what he's saying and to disagree with how he's acting, they just stay quiet because they don't want to go against the matrix.
I don't think I've ever met... I don't think I've met many people that agree with anything to do with Kanye and they don't like him no more. I don't like... No, that...
Well, I don't really agree with a lot of the things that Kanye's done, but if he drops an album tomorrow, I'm going to still have it on my playlist. Because I fuck with him as a musical artist. Yeah.
His older stuff's better. His new stuff's a little bit... It's just that
I like to break down the way Kanye structures his stuff. Like, I look more into depth of how that he puts together the pieces. I always used to just go...
How does he put them together?
I used to listen more so to, like, the flow and the bars, and used to determine an artist around that. Whereas I feel like as I've grown up, and we've stepped into more of a creative space of work, I can appreciate now the way that an actual piece of music has been put together, the way that it sinks into the next song on the album, the way that the beats are in the background, and just in general the way that the direction of the music, as opposed to just the bar and the flow. Does that make sense?
I still think that the bar and the flow are massive.
Of course, it's still massive. But what I'm saying is, I never really used to rate someone like J. Cole as highly as I would rate someone that would get me turned. But the turn is just the flow and the bars, and then the producer's just got a sick beat that gets people lit. But J. Cole will sit and he'll produce himself, and he'll have those little things that come in and come out and make it beautiful. Well, I can appreciate those more now than I would.
I think any music, you can really tell the difference between someone who's an artist and someone who just makes music.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty blatantly obvious.
I think if we made music, we would be artists.
I think I would now. I don't think I would have years ago. I think I actually would now. I know. I think now.
It's
I
just
actually
a black
would
and
be.
white tune.
Yeah.
Speaking of black and white, there was bare French people in Cyprus.
Why?
Because I put a post on our story, and I clicked on the location, and there was just, bro, like, it was all French people, and then black and white was lit, bro, in May, and they were just shuffling like French tune after French tune. And I was like,
sick.
what?
Maybe there's like a holiday in France.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I didn't know.
Paris is not supposed to be very nice.
Paris. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get a lot of mixed reviews from Paris.
There's a helpline for the Asian community when they travel to Europe and they come to Paris.
What?
There's an actual, not like a mental, like a mental disease that people get when they come to Paris. Like, they go into extreme depression. So they have a helpline for people that come to Paris. I swear to God.
Why is that specifically tailored to Asian people? I don't understand.
No, it's like an Asian helpline. Like people that come in, they're so disappointed with what Paris is.
What?
Yeah, swear to God. But Paris is horrible though, man. Like, I mean, I've never properly been. I went on like a rugby tour when I was younger. No, but listen.
Paris is horrible, man,
No,
but I've
listen,
never actually gone.
No, but listen, I know like 3 people that gone to Paris. They've had their phones stolen. Like, I've heard that it's litter everywhere. It's really busy. Like, you're always getting pickpocketed.
Barcelona was beautiful.
Barcelona
We
was
could
nice.
appreciate Barcelona.
Mm.
Let's talk about Barcelona.
I feel like I could appreciate a lot of places, first of all.
Yeah, true, probably true. But we ain't spoke about Barcelona. This is our first in-house since quite a lot has gone on. Let's take it back to Barca. We went on our first business trip, bro. Pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, no, it was all right, man. We were living in a crib with 40 man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's genuinely a unique experience, which
Very
I don't think
unique.
many people will be able to have.
Yeah. And as well, we were very, very taken back when we first got there. But I feel like once we understood the individuals that were running the, what would you call it? The camp?
Camp.
Yeah.
It was a camp.
The individuals that were running the camp and the kind of the masterminds behind the project and what they were trying to achieve, things became slowly more evident and made a lot more sense. And I didn't actually realize the power that those guys actually had. And when I say power, I mean the power of influence over these young individuals that really, really believe in their long-term project.
I wouldn't refer to it as power. I'd say the belief that these young individuals have, because I genuinely think it's belief. I don't think that it's power.
Yeah, but it's the power of their influence. That's that. Yeah, maybe I worded it incorrectly, but you know what I mean, though, right?
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Obviously, I just don't want it to come across differently to anyone else. Because,
Yeah.
because genuinely, the message that these boys have, the Jassim boys, really is pure. The message is pure.
We're actually reuniting for the first time tonight as well.
Later today, yeah.
Shout out AJ, man. When you guys see this, AJ would have already won his boxing fight. Manifest that shit for my boy. And a future podcast guest as well.
You'll be a good guest. To be a funny one.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, like it was, we went to Spain, bro, for work. Like we actually went to Spain for work. Did it, like, was it like we went there and made 10K and did the best things ever and whatever? No, but it was our first business trip, bro. And if you'd have told us a year ago that we would have gone out, all expenses would have been covered, some on top, just to go out and film some stuff, we would have been like, really?
Don't get me wrong. It's cool being able to do that, bro. Like, obviously, we didn't really get much time where we went out and did something. Yes, we were far from the city.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't really, like, it's cool, but I don't think it's a flex, you know.
I'm not saying it as a flex. I'm
purely
saying,
because,
like, bro, if you'd have said that a year ago when me and you were working at the fucking shops, bro, we would have been like, what?
I know,
really?
bro, but before, like, I appreciate what we did, bro, and I appreciate going there. I appreciate those guys, and I'm thankful that we went. That nothing changes. But what's not like before I went, it would have been as a flex. Oh, I'm going to Barcelona. It's cool as fuck. Now it's like, okay, but I was still working. Like, there's like the real freedom is really going anywhere and being able to work. No, the real freedom is really going somewhere and not having to work, not being able to.
Bro, I'm not saying that it was the fucking best week of our life.
No, I know what you're.
Just to put it into perspective, bro, that not a lot of fucking people get to get paid and go out all expensive paid to Barcelona. That doesn't happen. That's not normal. So in a sense, you're saying it's not a flex, and I'm not saying it as a flex. Like, yeah, we went Barca.
No, I know that.
It's like,
but you know
it
what?
It is
though?
a kind of a flex.
But bro, you say that it's not normal, but with the industry that we're in, it's pretty fucking normal, bro. All the videographers that I know, every other week, bro, they're traveling somewhere. Every other week.
Videographers that you know,
bro, I know like 20, 30. I'd say a good 10 of them are going somewhere different every other week, bro.
Okay, look, I get that.
Within our industry, it's
but
a
it was
normal
our
thing
first
to do, bro.
one, bro.
I know
there's
it's our
something
first
quite
one.
cool about that and special about that.
I hear what you're saying, but it's like, just go again and get another one. Like,
yeah, of course. I'm not
me.
saying not to. I'm just saying, like,
I wasn't that like.
It's coming across very like not. Like,
I'm not ungrateful. I don't want to say that.
That's the way that it came across.
It wasn't as special as I think it is.
I'm not saying it's massively special. I'm just saying that if you'd have told the 2 kids that were sat around a table 5 years ago that you're going to get paid to go somewhere and
I think they would
it's
have
going to be
believed it, though.
Barcelona.
I think they would have believed it.
I'm not saying they wouldn't have believed it, but they would have been like, "Oh shit, we actually would have done that." And you would have been, but you would have been buzzing with that.
I hear what you're saying.
So for you to be in the moment and be present and not be able to appreciate that 5 years ago, you would have been like, sick. Yeah, it shows growth, but also it shows like, shit, we're kind of on the right track to what we want, the end goal of going anywhere and not having to work and things still working for you. We're not there yet, but it's kind of a step in the right direction. And it's also a stepping stone in what we're trying to effectively build. You know what I mean?
I don't want it to come across ungrateful, but I thought that it would be a lot more significant than it was. It was just working, bro. Just different settings. Like that was it. That's all it was.
And we got some nice tan lines. You got the best tan lines.
Nah, I removed the tan lines after like day 2.
Yeah.
I removed them. I'm pretty good at rectifying the tan lines. It's because I wear a vest everywhere, man. You just bro, I don't understand.
Switch that fucking watch off, bro. What's going
off.
on, man?
I don't get why it keeps going off, bro. I'm not doing anything.
Are you? Nah, do you know what it is? It's
I'm
loose.
not pressing the button.
It's loose, and when you do that, bro, it's pressing
the one
it.
that I always have. I'm not really going like that though. Just fuck you, watch. Fuck you, Apple. Have you seen Apple are releasing they have a credit card that you can have now, bank account. You can have a bank account with Apple.
I didn't know that.
Just a bank
Is it
account.
cool as fuck?
0 interest credit as well. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to assume that it's probably just because it's going to be part of their ecosystem, and obviously every time you make a transaction with Apple Pay or something like that, they earn their little commission. So I'd assume
instead of having to put it through Visa and all of those kind of things, it'll just be their own.
Yeah. Do cards, like regardless of what they are, do they still have to be a Visa?
Well, the name's on it. It's a Visa or a MasterCard or whatever. Surely these companies that are
brands?
Visa or MasterCard are going to be
that's
taking
the
some
thing.
kind of money from everything that happens, bro.
I don't even know how my fucking credit card works, bro. No, not how it works. That sounds dumb. Obviously, I know how it works. But, like, why the fuck? Like, MasterCard's on every credit card with whatever bank you go with, no? Am I wrong?
More or less, yeah.
Why? Are they their own company that...
MasterCard probably are the guys that came up with the algorithm or whatever of a credit card.
The algorithm?
Not the
not
algorithm,
really much
but...
of an algorithm.
No, but, like, the not the algorithm. I'm using the wrong word.
Just a loan, bro.
But in terms of what it is, yeah, but I don't think MasterCard loans the money. I think it's the bank. But I think MasterCard owns the branding or not the branding, the rights of what a credit card is. Maybe they brought
maybe it just
the
means
idea
that
or...
I do you know, I actually
I think we're going to sound very
stupid
stupid to somebody that understands it.
No, I don't think we are going to sound stupid because I bet not many people could tell you why the fuck it says MasterCard on every single credit card.
And Visa debit, how do you get Visa, which is something that like is a Visa that you need to get into America the same Visa that's on your debit card?
No, it would probably be a different concept, yeah.
Different concept, but same brand? The same company? I say brand's wrong.
I wouldn't say that a Visa's a brand. A Visa's almost like a document that you'd have.
I find it so funny when we get into these kind of like...
No, it's interesting, bro. I like talking about interesting stuff.
No, I just find it funny. How is this even a thing? This happened because your Siri fucking piped up.
No, but it's crazy, bro. Like the way that I'm saying it is like, bro, like we got all these things like I'm paying every day on my credit card or my debit card, and I didn't even know what the fucking Visa or the MasterCard means on there.
I think it would just be the same way that when you make a payment to a credit card on a card machine,
can MasterCard take a percentage as well?
Yes, this is what I was going to say. So when you pay at the shop, for example, and you're with a company that takes care of your transactions, they take a fee for you using that card machine, right? The same way that if you tap a card and it's on Visa debit or MasterCard or whatever, in that there probably is a transaction, like a percentage of the transaction, which goes to these companies because their name's on the card.
Have you seen also talking about loans and credit cards and stuff? They do 0% interest. No, not 0% interest. You can get a loan now without a deposit if you're a first-time house buyer in the UK.
I actually got a phone call off the bank, and they offered it to me.
Did they? When?
But I said, motherfucker, I'm gonna be living in Dubai in a year, so I ain't buying no mortgage here.
But do you know how crazy that is? You have to live in the home. It's like a 5-year thing. Like you can't do a buy to let. You're not allowed to do that with it. But I think that's
you can't do a buy to let with any help to buy anyway. That's already like help to buys that we set up for, because we were like, well, no, was it me and you that had the conversation? It might have been with my old man. We were like, let's buy this property, let's use this, and then let's set it up for let. And when we spoke to the advisors, they were like, you can't use a help to buy because you need to help to buy to live in there.
But you could have lived in it
and rented it out.
If you bought a rundown house, I don't know, just say you're living in there, you can still stay at home, but you just put yourself as a resident there.
But do you want to be doing slimy shit like that and then trying to profit off of it as well?
Do the house up? Why not?
Not do the house up, bro. You can't buy it and flip it. Like that's not how it works. Like the help to buy is the help. After a certain amount of time, you probably would be able to. Yeah, probably a certain amount of time. But I ain't got 10 years to live in a house that I'm not living in.
I think buying a house is like, at our age, unless you know, okay, this is my life tomorrow. Like I know, like I'm gonna be living here for a long period of my life. I think buying a house, your own house, even buying a house to rent out is just, it's a liability now.
I think
especially at our age, it's really pointless unless you got a whole lot of dough.
I think a lot of people can't resonate with us in the sense of the location freedom. Like
nothing to do with that at all. Even if
you said in this day and age.
I didn't say in this day and age.
You said in this day and age, our age, it makes no sense.
I said at our age.
Yeah.
I didn't say in this day.
But yeah, you see, if that's your life and you know what you want and you're
Hear me out, bro. First of all, I'm gonna break this down into 2 different categories. Okay.
Go on.
Your own house, and if you're gonna buy one to let. If you're gonna buy your own house, I saw something the other day. If you bought a house of 500 grand in America, after all the expenses that it's gonna be for 10 years, yeah, you'd need to flip that house for something like 1.2 million to break even. But the house isn't gonna go up.
Wait 1 minute. The cost of the house for 10 years is 700k.
No, I'm saying, so if you bought the house for 5, yeah, bro, it was, bro,
700 grand to run a house.
With everything to do with average maintenance costs, just all the average costs of owning a house, bro, bills, absolutely everything. It would cost
700,000 pounds for 10 years.
And that's obviously going up to 1.2 million is including the price.
You said break even.
Grant Cardone broke this down, bro. Yeah, that's the break even. Grant Cardone broke this down, bro. And this is everything I've been trying to say to you and my dad, and you guys aren't fully understanding why I say it's so pointless to buy a house.
Because you don't make so pointless, and I never disagreed with you.
Maybe it's my dad that I just have this bicker with, but I really do think that it's pointless, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense unless you've got a crazy amount of dough. Like my dad, not for him. My dad is different. He's older. Okay, maybe he's got more liquid cash throughout a house. Me, it's pointless. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
it ties me down to something, first of all, and I'm not going to see any money for a good 15 years.
Yeah, but no one's telling you to go and buy a house.
No, I know, but that's what everybody falls into. Is, just buy houses. You're only going to get rich doing that. But if you put a deposit down for a house, a 200 grand house, 20k, and then you're paying off the mortgage for 10 years, like, you're not, and your rent probably won't even.
Anybody that buys a house though as an investment, not to live in, it's what you're saying isn't valid, because your tenants pay the mortgage and leave you profit, which you can put to the side and save for your next house.
It's not always profit, bro. First of all,
but that's how you set it up.
First of all, bro, when you buy a house, the rent that you get monthly isn't always going to cover all of the mortgage. First of all, like, I'm not saying that sometimes it will, sometimes it won't.
No, but
and the second of all, you have to deal with repairs,
that does it,
maintenance, bills.
Yeah, but anybody that does it and actually breaks down, what is this house going to cost me? How much do I need to put into renovation so that my rent can be more and leave me a profit? No one's just going to go buy it and put it up for rent tomorrow and be like, right, that's it, profit, I'm sorted. Do you know what I mean? Someone's going to buy the house at a certain point.
Bro.
Yeah, thick people.
Nah, bro.
Me and you're never going to do that.
Bro, I'd say most people, when they're buying something to let, bro, they're just going to buy it. They might do it up a little bit and then that's it.
If I buy something to let, I'm going to work out exactly how much my mortgage is going to be, exactly how much it's going to be, let's say, per month, that I'm going to have to spend £500 on repairs. Let's say an average, that if something fucks up, even if it's once in 6 months, I'm going to average it out for the month. I'm going to work out how much I need to put in so that the value of the property can go like this, so that I can charge here my rent, so that my mortgage is covered, the expenses that I have are covered, and then I profit. And that's when you put it on the market.
I don't think really that you'll see a profit for a very long time
if
you have a house.
I'm not saying to profit, so I'm going to sell it tomorrow. I'm saying to profit on my rent.
No, I'm saying if you bought a house and you did it up and you flipped it within 6 months, you'd see a lot more dough than if you had a house for 15 years and you were letting it out, you're renting it out. I think that's fact. You're going to make 50k in 6 months, bro. You can do that. You can buy a house for 100 grand, put 50k into it, and it's going to be worth 200 grand. That's a fact. You can do that, bro. That's very plausible. You can make 50 grand in 6 months. You're not going to make 50 grand in 10 years letting a house out.
Yeah, but
after paying the mortgage and putting your deposit down,
bro,
it's not going to be made.
Okay, well, you get very aggressive.
No, but I'm firm by this point. A lot of people disagree with it.
No, but I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to give you the other side of the story where you're not breaking it down.
No, but I understand the other side of the story, though. That's the side that I used to be on.
But you're coming back with
No, but the other side of the story, though, the other side of the story is the side that I used to be on, and I used to believe that was the right thing to do. But as I started to learn more and understand that I can have my own thoughts rather than just being conditioned about what's around me, I understood that it doesn't make the most sense, bro.
You just said that you can flip 50 grand, etc. in 6 months, as opposed to what you're going to do renting, yeah? But the difference between that is that flipping something in 6 months is a job. You have to work. Leasing something now is also passive.
No, but if you've got 50k to throw at the house, let's say 10k is thrown on labour, and then the rest. Let's put 20k thrown on labour, and then 30k is going to be thrown on materials, interiors, etc.
Yeah, and then you've got to sort it out with estate agents, and you've got to sell it.
You could probably walk away with, after selling it, with a 50k profit, but then after you played, like,
Yeah, but
lawyers
it's
and
been
stuff
a
like that.
project that you'll be working
minimum.
on, as opposed to
I mean,
it
it's
just
30k for 6 months, bro, for something that you're not really going to do
what
any
you
manual
arguing?
labor
I'm
with.
just saying, you're still working for fucking 6 months or however long it is. You're working for the increase of the price.
Yeah, but
You
how-
have to work. Whereas a rent is passive. What do you do for someone to pay your rent?
bro,
Fuck
it's
all.
it's a lot more work than people would think, bro. Having a property, it is, unless
What,
you've got someone
bro?
that manages the properties.
But if you've got 50 properties, yeah, you need someone to manage it. If you've got one property, they're not going to call you you just send them over the invoice every month or whatever it is, the contract, the standing order, and the money just comes into your account. It's the most passive form of income. Having a property that they just have to pay you, and if they don't, you fuck them off and replace them.
But it's hard. It's not easy to get tenants in, bro. Especially at the moment, no one's
I'm
got
not, bro,
dough as well.
You're not.
You're
breaking into my point when
I
I'm
know-
saying that's passive and that's not. Hence why that's worth more money in a shorter period of time.
Listen, I hear what you're saying, but it's regardless of it being passive or not. Even if it is a passive income, you're not going to see any of that passive income as profit for 10 years. Because that was my argument, bro, as to why it's pointless buying a house to let and then buying a house to live in as
But
well.
you can profit.
Yeah,
Why are
of
you going
course
to
you
wait
can
10
profit.
years to profit?
What do you mean? Because you can have a
Your rent-
200 grand mortgage to pay off, 300 grand mortgage.
That's not your money, though. The mortgage isn't your money.
But you still have to pay it off. So it's still your money, bro.
It's not,
It
because
is-
your
it's a
tenant's paying
loan.
it off.
It's a loan. No, bro, because the rent isn't always going to pay for the mortgage completely.
But that's how you price it, to make sure that it does.
Yeah, but just because you think it should be priced to pay your mortgage doesn't mean that people in that area are going to pay for it.
Okay, so when you go in and buy a property, you'd have a look at see what the rent is as opposed to what my mortgage is, and you don't buy it unless it does make sense. You're saying it like everybody that goes in to buy a property is dumb as shit, and they're not.
I'm not saying that they're dumb as shit, but
People go in to buy it to rent to profit,
No,
not
but
to
I'd
go in
say-
and sit on it for 10 years.
Nah, bro, people buy properties to sit on them, bro, so that when they retire, they're good. That's where I understand buying a property. When you're a little bit older and you're going to buy it,
But that's a
for
different type of
retirement
buy.
fund.
You're saying people don't buy it to profit, but people might buy a property to rent to profit. It's a very,
I'm
very,
not saying that
it's,
they're
it's
not
an
going to
established
profit.
business model
I'm
that
not
has
saying
worked
that
for decades.
I'm not saying that they're not going to profit, but they're going to profit in a further, like a time period that's further down the line. That's just my argument, bro. Like, for me to buy a house tomorrow, it makes no sense. For me to
Realistically,
for me
if
to
you
get
need to
a
buy a
mortgage,
house and to set it up for a mortgage, you need to make 30 grand to break even, realistically, on the average house, yeah? With the renovations that you're going to do and everything you're going to put in, you can make 30 grand in profit over a course of a year if you price it correctly and it's done properly, realistically.
no way, bro.
How not?
What do you mean, bro? Like,
You need to be
if
making
you've got 200 grand
well, actually, no, 2 grand profit
Bro,
a month, that's a lot.
bro, if you've got a 200 grand house, bro, how much are you going to get rent for it,
Yeah,
really?
no,
700 pounds?
You're right. Okay, I broke that down wrong, but I'm just saying, it's not going to take you
700
10
max?
years. It's not going to take you 10 years to break even on the 30.
How long is it? What's 200 grand divided by? Wait,
No, let's not do the maths right now.
Nah, bro, I wanna
no,
work
I'm
it
actually
out.
getting bored of this topic, to be completely honest.
I'm working it out. 200,000 divided by 12 and then divided by 10. But you'd have to be earning £1,666 a month, bro, from that property. A 200 grand house, you're going to get more than £1,500 a month rent. No way. No way, bro. I'm sorry, but there's no way. No one's going to pay that much. It's true. It's true, bro.
There's
and then
no way.
No, but then you have to take into consideration all the other bits, like estate agents. You need a lawyer, don't you, when you buy a house? Like, these are all extra expenses that you're going to need to do on the house,
I
fixing
think
it.
we're talking about a line of work that we're actually not very clear.
Listen, I wouldn't say that I'm the most educated property guy, but I think the way that I'm breaking it down makes a lot of sense.
I'm not saying the way you're breaking it down doesn't make sense, but I also think you're being naive to the fact that there's millions of people in this planet that do that for a living and make a lot of fucking money.
I think
if it's done correctly, like anything, you
yeah,
profit.
100%. But I think, first of all, you can't be in it for, I'm going to buy a house and it's going to bring me in money, because that's not the case. It's you.
Yeah, but
It's
somebody
something.
that does
It's
that,
something that you're really in the long term for.
Someone that does that is naive, though. You're saying it like every person that does it isn't.
I think that the conversation that I have with a lot of people is that.
Yeah, but you're having conversations
like,
with
the
dumb
money's gonna come
people
in.
that don't know what they're talking about. If you spoke right now, and it wasn't me, and you spoke to somebody that has 5 properties, that rents them out and takes home £10,000 a month profit, let's just give you an example. He would come back to you now and make you look like an idiot, because he'd say, well, no, because this, and you just don't know the information, and you're not educated enough in that.
I'm not saying that it's a flawed business model by any means, because like I think a goal for most people is to have a fuck ton of property, a fuck ton of stocks and shares, and to have investments to build real wealth. I think that's a goal for the majority of people. well, not maybe not a goal, but that would be the ideal situation for a lot of people. But for me, what I'm trying to say is that tomorrow it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Like for a young person to go and buy a house, unless they're going to completely dedicate their life to building up a fleet of houses, it doesn't make any sense. And then the other one, your own home is a liability. That's my final statement.
Okay, can we move on from this? Let's just say that not we agree to disagree, but we're both.
I think I
not
won that
as,
debate though.
I wasn't trying to make it a win or lose situation. To be honest,
I think it turned into.
I was just trying to make you understand that there's
completely
people
understand.
that make a lot of money in this industry.
I completely understand the other side of the argument, bro.
Right, and I change the topic though. Did you see that Nate Diaz checked out someone that looks like Logan Paul?
Yeah, that was old news. That was quite funny though.
Did you see it?
Did you see the press conference?
Yeah, it was shit. It was really shit. I think Nate's just a bit of a dummy, bro.
He is a bit.
And I think it's very evident that he's just going in for a bag.
Of course he is, bro. Fighting Jake Paul's like a mum that I've made it. Like any UFC fighter that leaves UFC, they're gonna earn more money from any fight that they've ever had fighting Jake.
Isn't that fucked?
Not really, bro.
It
is entertainment at the end of the day.
I know it's entertainment, but isn't
that
crazy the fact that fighting Jake Paul is a bigger payday than maybe fighting for the belt to be the best in the world in the UFC?
But he's entertaining, bro.
I know, but isn't that crazy? Someone can work their whole life for that title shot and get a fraction of the payment that Nate Diaz is going to get now when he's not as in shape, not as active, not as fit as he was when he fought. And actually, McGregor's a different story because it's McGregor. But for an example, to fight someone like Jake Paul.
Ooh, actually, could this be his biggest payday? Because McGregor's a big payday,
and they
bro.
did it twice as well.
McGregor's
second one.
Serious payday.
Hey, get the red panties out. What's he say? Get the red panties out. We signed a contract. He goes,
I'll tell you what, sorry.
You're lucky I chose to whoop your ass. What a character, bro.
Great guy. Wait, we'll move on to Conor after, but quickly before we move on to
the Ultimate Fighter, he's in that as well. I can't wait for that, bro.
That's going to be a 6 series. Did you see at the Jake Paul, Nate Diaz press conference, one of Jake's guys, someone that works at Better, Jake's company, got up and said that like he'd smash Nate Diaz and whatever, and Nate was like, "You just like made like a wrong move or something," and he was like, "Bro, like I'm only joking." Like he did it to wind him up in it.
Yeah.
But he put a disguise. Yeah, Nate took it to heart, but he like put a disguise on and like refused to like go to any of the other stuff. Yeah,
because he was probably shit scared, bro. Them boys are like they're hood boys, bro.
Because Nate is like a little bit stupid, like.
Bro, he's in a like. I actually listened to the Impulsive episode where Logan spoke about the guy. Logan has sorted the lawyers out for to cover what's happened to Nate. Like he's in a lawsuit for choking out this random civilian, like unconscious, and he had like he had to have like 8 staples in the back of his head from the fall back after. Yeah, bro. Like he's actually pressing charges on Nate. Whilst Nate's prepping to actually fight Logan's brother.
Would you press charges on him if you choked you out?
Of course I'm fucking... He's going to walk away with a big fucking bag, bro, for going to sleep for a couple of minutes. You know what I mean?
Fucking hell. That is nuts now.
Of course he's going to...
The guy looked like Logan Paul, though, like Logan Paul looked 10 years ago when he had the long hair and everything.
Yeah, no. Have you seen them stand next to each other? They do look alike. If you're on Logan's TikTok, they actually look very similar. But the only thing about that is that you can tell that it's not Logan straight away if you know who Logan is, because the guy's mannerisms and the way that he moves isn't like Logan. But if he
stands, I ain't seen anything like that. I just saw him get choked out and it was just look-alike.
Yeah, like it's very similar. But his teeth are all mangled and shit.
Bro, like, everybody's there as well, bro. Like it's a busy place where he got choked out.
Yeah, and he's like, "What? You want to fuck with me, pussy boy? Let me fucking choke you out, man." Puts it in a fucking guillotine, bro, and he's done.
I think boxing's pretty washed though now. Like I don't find boxing nowhere near as entertaining as going to watching UFC.
I think the UFC.
Well, just MMA in general, because I went to a Cage Warriors event, and that is like a minuscule promotion company. I saw 10 knockouts back to back. This was with Peds. This was
I remember.
I thought of it because the snap came up 1 year 1 year ago today, bro. We saw 10 knockouts back to back, bro. Like craziest knockouts, better than anything I've ever obviously not better than anything I've ever seen live. Like the UFC was obviously better, but bro, like. And the ticket was like £20, bro.
Yeah. Well,
you couldn't go to a boxing event and have that much fun.
We've been to a few boxing events and
boring.
It's pretty dry.
You just sit there and you just talk to who's next to you until the person that you know is fighting.
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot more, boxing's a lot more calculated, and I'm not taking away any credit from the MMA fighters because I know that that's calculated as well. But I feel like there's more aggression in MMA. It's more. It's close.
It's on the fighter.
Bro, come on. Deontay Wilder was one of the most aggressive fighters with the biggest knockout punches and stuff like that. You watch Deontay Wilder for 12 rounds and you'd fall asleep if he doesn't land the right hook.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like Tank Garcia, the fight was hyped up massively, and like everyone's gassed for it before it happens in the press conferences, and then the fight comes and it's like they're just stood measuring each other up, and they might land something, they might not.
It's not
Whereas
very often
a
that
UFC
UFC
fight,
on
you're
there.
going to see something. Someone's going to get taken down. Someone's going to get hit with a body shot. Something's always going to happen in every round. It's very rare that it's a very shit, slow tempo fight. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is the UFC is, if you go and watch one of these like Cage Warriors, Bellator, something that's not as mainstream, because the fighters are all coming up and they're really they're not being as careful because they really need to fight for the UFC payday and the UFC contract.
Yeah, they need to land that knockout punch to get seen.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I was talking to Pez the other day about it. I said we need to organize it and go as a group, bro. Because fuck me, what an experience.
And the atmosphere
bro.
as well, bro. When we went UFC and we sat on the floor, bro, it was like we were at a football ground.
When I tell you, Cage Warriors, although there probably wasn't even a quarter of the amount of people there, bro.
Yeah.
Like the atmosphere was the exact same. Like I swear to God, bro. Like everybody just going crazy.
Same.
Bro, like everybody was fixated on watching the fights because of how good they were, bro. 10 knockouts back to back. Have you ever seen that in a UFC card? Ever?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I don't know whether it's happened or not.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously I don't know that.
Yeah.
but, like, it's nuts, bro. Like,
Yeah.
my first one that I went to was 10 knockouts back to back, and I've been watching. I try and watch UFC when I can.
They've got. But I feel like what you said
they have to
before,
be more calculated.
They've got
though.
more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
in the UFC they have to be, because every slip up.
It's on the
every
main
mistake.
stage once they get to UFC.
Yeah, and every slight mistake will be capitalized on by your opponent because they're that good. But at these lower kind of Cage Warriors, Bellator type of things, these lower level MMA scenes, you need to land that knockout punch. You need to get that performance of the night to get noticed by these guys to then move on in your career. So you have to take more risks.
Paddy Pimblett was at a Cage Warriors event as well.
Paddy the baddie.
Mm-hmm.
And when we saw him, like, come on,
Oh,
is it
serious?
the same? It wasn't the same, surely, when
What?
he came out, bro. That was like we just scored a 93rd minute
I'm
winner,
telling you,
bro.
They put him on the TVs that are above everything, bro, and everybody like was buzzing, bro, because it was in Liverpool as well. Everybody got bare excited.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah, but,
I
like,
thought you meant
there,
he was
bro.
fighting. He was a Cage Warrior before.
He came to watch one of his boys fight, bro.
Oh, sorry. He
came to watch one of his boys fight, and like they put him on the screen, like, you know, like when you. I don't know, like at the basketball when they film a famous guy, or like at the UFC when they they did that and they put him on the screen and everybody went fucking nuts.
Yeah,
bro.
his hometown as well. I bet that's dope.
Nuts experience. Like seriously, I didn't expect it to be that good. Obviously, I went just to support someone, but I'm like, bro, like we have to do it. I was saying to Pez today, man.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll
Sick
do it.
experience. As if Arsenal have bottled the league as well.
I mean,
That's bottled, bro. There's no. I'm sorry, man. This bottled.
we need City to drop a lot.
They're not going to drop points, bro.
Did you see how Madrid? Everton
Bro,
need to get points.
Bro, the game was Madrid. Fuck me, bro. How good were they the other night? Did you watch the game when you were away?
Yeah, I watched it.
Bro, they look unbelievable.
They always turn up.
What's his name? Camavinga.
Bro. Yeah, bro.
He was so good.
We spoke about this in the Remedy pod. That's who I was talking about. He was wearing, and I was like, he's sick.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, bro.
I didn't know that.
He's coming up, bro. And then the thing is, Real Madrid's midfield in the next 2 years will be like they had the best.
But Jude's going there in the summer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They had the best midfield trio in Casemiro, Modric, and Cruz in terms of how they worked when they had that, and then they had Bale, Ronaldo, Benzema, and it was just crazy. And fucking Ramos and like Marcelo and their man there behind, and Varane, like.
The way that Real were playing the other day, bro, like I was watching City, bro. Like I watched them against Bayern, and me and my dad were sat there because we were playing.
Yeah, they outclassed
Arsenal
them completely.
I was like, "Fuck me, these guys are unplayable. Who can play City?"
Yeah, and they bopped them. It was at the Bernabeu though, and they walked away with the 1-1. Well, it's a big result,
bro. The thing is, I can't see Madrid going to the Etihad
and losing.
And no one winning, bro. I think Man City are gonna win at the Etihad.
I kind of hope they do because I think anything that takes City's focus away from the Prem is good for us.
See, that's what I thought as well. But when my dad said it to me, he was like,
momentum of if they win.
Yeah, he was like, we don't want him to win.
Yeah, like, look, at the end of the day, look, whatever will happen, will happen. Newcastle away is a big game. We beat Chelsea at home. The big games that we were destined to we were worried about dropping points on, we didn't.
We lost a league, bro. As soon as we fucking threw away 2-0 at Anfield.
Yeah, hedge drop at Anfield. Bro. Even though at 1 point at Anfield, we took 4 points from Liverpool this season. When was the last time that we could say we did that?
I know, bro, but okay, maybe not Liverpool then.
I understand that. The momentum. West Ham and Southampton is where you lose the league.
Was it West Ham? We were 2-0 up. And
yeah. And we were bopping them. We were all over them.
The bottom of the league, Southampton, bro.
And to go, was it 3-0 down? We went. Or was it 3-1?
I think it was 3-1.
Yeah, it was.
To bring it back,
we went 1-0, then they went 3-1, then 3-2.
Outstanding, bro. To bring it back,
but it's not the point. It's too late. But again, we've got a young squad. We had Saliba that's gone out, which is a big miss. That's a big miss, bro. He was our rock at the back. Him and Gabriel together were brilliant. But even the new guy that's come in, the Polish dude, instead of Holding, I think he looks a lot more solid. But it's all should've, would've, could've kind of thing. That's where we're at right now.
The shape that these guys in are crazy. So finely tuned. Like, did you see when they pulled up Haaland's goal stats and how he's the second highest top goal scorer all comps for someone that plays in the English league? Because the second highest ever, because the top person had like 64 goals and it was in like 1930.
All of the other ones are around that period. But the level of athlete that you're performing against is not the same. Yeah, exactly. But what he's done is unbelievable. Do you remember the conversation we had with Peds when we were at Macron's in Cyprus? We're on the beach and we were having that debate and he's like, nah, man, it will cap at like 15,
bro.
20.
In the group chat, bro.
Me and you backed, and we backed Arsenal as well. No, I didn't back them as much as you did. But I said, we'll definitely get top 4 next season. Mm-hmm. Especially with the signings that we've made.
After the first 2 games, I started saying
we're good to win the league.
It was a joke. I started saying it was a joke to start with, and then we started to win more and more and more.
And then you're like, boys, I told ya.
Yeah.
I told ya.
The thing, my prediction was with Jesus. I thought he was going to score a lot more goals.
Yeah, but Odegaard scored 15 goals this season in the Premier. Do you know how fucked that is?
I think we're the only team to have 3 players in double digits.
What, Martinelli, Saka, and Odegaard? But don't forget as well, Jesus missed a lot of game time.
And he misses a lot of fucking clear-cut chances.
Yeah, but he misses a lot of game time. And as a striker as well, that fluidity of playing and scoring and getting that tap in, it's always a lot of momentum. I remember back in the day when I used to play, even though I wasn't a striker, if you scored the game before, when you step onto that pitch the game after, you've got that suave confidence of you of, if I hit something, it's going to end up in the back of the net. And it's true, though. It's a mental thing, bro. It's very... If I can score, I have scored. Sometimes you need that momentum of, I'm on a goal streak and blah, blah. Like, do you remember that Vardy season when he just kept scoring? He stepped on that pitch and knew that he was capable of scoring. All he needed was one chance and he was going to take it. And that's how he went on the streak that was it 11 games or 12 games, something like that on the trot that he scored?
I think it might be 13, bro.
Something along those lines. But even that
was a record that was in the league.
Yeah. But that in itself is a mental thing. And then he broke the record in the game after he didn't score. Because it's like, I broke the record now, and the mental switch of I've done it kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? That story of Jamie Vardy's crazy.
Bro, no, the story of Leicester, bro, that season, crazy.
Yeah.
They do a doc on him or anything?
No, imagine they did an all or nothing that season of Leicester, bro.
Imagine if they did the all or nothing this season, we won the fucking league.
No, but imagine they did, and we've done all the things that we did, and then we slip at the last hurdle again. It would have been the same fucking storyline.
It would have been better than fucking last year, bro.
Yeah, of course it would have been, but it would have been the same storyline of all the way to the end, and then, like...
I hear you. Quickly, I want to give a shout out to Bedros Koulias. Is that you say his name? We were listening to his pod. That was probably the first time you've ever listened to him. I listen to his pod quite a bit.
No, I have.
But he said something. Yeah. Have you started listening to him now?
I haven't started. Bro, I actually don't know where I can fit podcasts in.
Just, bro, you need to start walking, bro. You need to start walking, bro. It's incredible for you, man.
The thing is, where I used to get the podcast in was at work, like in that prep period when I didn't have to communicate with anyone.
Just go for a walk, bro. Like, taking yourself outside, man, getting some fresh air, getting some sunlight, some vitamin D, bro. Like, it's good for you.
Yeah.
Incredibly good for you.
You like getting vitamin D?
Yeah, loads. It's good for you, man. Makes you happy. That's actually a fact. Vitamin D makes you happy, bro. No, but Bedros Koulias, what did he said something, bro, and this is like kind of an ethos that I've been living with ever since I heard it, and he said you should do anything the same way that you do everything. And as soon as I heard that... Say it again? You should do everything what he said was you should do anything the same way that you do everything. It was something along those type of lines. And it's like, once I heard that, bro, it was almost like I felt like I was in a position in my life where I had almost, I don't want to call it a transitioning period because I wouldn't say it was a transitioning period, but I feel like almost lost a bit of touch and I needed to gain back like a bit of creativity, a little bit of hunger. And I heard that, and it's like the next day, not a kick up the ass, I wouldn't say that, because I was still getting everything done that I needed to every day to a high standard, but I wasn't, almost like just some old traits maybe had to be left behind, like a little bit of loose baggage had to be left behind.
But go into context of what that meant for you.
Just,
what that quote.
For me, what that meant for me was the next day, like I got up, I cleaned, like I did everything the same. I did everything like I had to do it, bro. I cleaned my room, I cleaned my office, I fixed up my eating, bro. Like I wouldn't say my eating was bad before, but I was doing a lot more like, it's only like, okay, I can just have.
Well, there you go. Then you told me earlier. I don't know how, but I've lost 2 kg. But
no,
that makes sense.
No. Wow. To be fair, I never thought of it. I wasn't eating bad before, but it would just be like, instead of me having a bowl of fruit, I'd go and grab 2 Squares bars instead, which would roughly be the same amount of calories. But like that's what I'm saying. But like just everything, bro. Like making sure that my car's tidy, it's clean, my room's clean, just all these little things, bro. Being places on time.
They've been shaving everything.
I always stay groomed, anyways. Yeah. I think just being groomed is a very.
I like a grade 1 though.
Nah, I don't.
What, skin?
Yeah, skin.
Everywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Cleaner, man. Lasts longer as well.
What?
No, but I said it lasts longer like the shave.
Oh, I think you last longer. I was like, what?
Idiot. No, but I think it's important for people to have that ethos, bro. Like that's genuinely something that I'm going to live by now for the rest of my life.
It is a brilliant way to look at things.
It was a beautiful way for someone to say something. And if anybody's listened to this pod and they take anything like that, like for me to leave his pod and be inspired, like for him to probably hear something like that, he'd probably be amazed.
Shout out Pedros.
You know, he lived out of his car at one stage, like dead broke, bro, was doing drugs. I think he used to be a drug dealer.
I think
there's completely changed his life around.
A comeback story, which is so it's so amazing. Bro,
unbelievable.
Is it an underdog story though? Because it's not. Because you put yourself in that position, right?
Technically, against all odds, bro. All odds, bro. He's worth over 100 mil now.
Is he?
Yeah, bro. He's a serious fucking. This is what I mean, bro. Like when I tell you to listen to this, I
didn't know he was worth 100 M's,
bro. When I tell you to listen to this guy's pod, like he's worth over 100 M's. He's been through everything, and he's a masculine man, bro. Like he's a very positive force for a young man to take in. Any man.
Yeah.
Like he's now got a family. He's
He's
an established. He's not
as bait, even though that all the things that he stands for and the things that he vouches and basically talks about is the same as the other guys that kind of get cancelled and get a lot of recognition. Just because he's not as controversial as your other guys, which I'm not going to mention because every time we fucking do, something happens in the pod. Yeah. But you know who I'm talking about, and I think everyone that's listening knows who we're talking about. He's not given the same platform and not given the same.
Do you know what you say that, bro? But I just think it might be like an FYP thing because I found out about him from my FYP, bro, from constantly seeing clips.
My FYP's full of that go get it motivational stuff, and I've never seen him, unless I have, and I've just carried on.
Yeah,
and I've not put a face to a name, kind of thing. But
I really like him, bro. His pod amazing.
Yeah,
it'd be a sick podcast.
What did he say? What did he say? Anything? He goes, if you do have children in the car right now, I would switch this off because I am going to talk about the president coming over his interns' titties.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
no, but the thing is though, he's saying that because like he wants to be genuine though, and he doesn't want some fucking kid to hear what he's saying, bro. Like that's what I mean.
Yeah,
good guy.
And I think he's actually very impressive that he sits and does them on his own, more or less, most of them, right?
Yeah. No, do you know what? I think that I could sit and do a pod on my own, bro, because I'm alone with my own thoughts a lot. Like I'm always going for walks and but
the way that he does it, he doesn't just sit and waffle in front of a mic. He has
he's got things planned out. Yeah, but I think. Yeah, but I don't think that he's got like exactly what he's going to say, like scripted.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
he's
no,
probably
of course.
Got, like that one, he had 4 points that he had to hit or whatever it was.
And then he went into
the point that I got. Yeah.
So what was the way that he structured that pod was?
By the way, none of his pods have ever been structured where it's like 5 things.
No. But he said 5 or 6. Was it 5 things that I live by that made me a better person?
5 lessons that I learned. Or
5 lessons. Have you got something that you live by, excluding what you've just said, that it's something that you live by?
The daily non-negotiable is a workout every single day.
Yeah.
That's the non-negotiable, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how I'm feeling, what the fuck is going on, what I'm doing that day. Even if it's a 20-minute workout, bro, a 10-minute workout, like you can get a lot done in a 10-minute workout, bro, more than some people are going to the gym and just fucking around doing. Like that's a daily non-negotiable for me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
A workout.
I'm trying to think of what my to be fair, 5 lessons. I don't think we've got that much experience
I think I could list 5 lessons, and I could inspire someone.
I feel like I would have to think about it, but I think a lot of them would be just like not to hesitate too much. If you're thinking about something, just to go and do it and give it a go, give it a try, as opposed to sitting on something.
Something that you live by every day, bro.
I'd like to say the workout, but I don't live by that every day because I need to, bro.
You need to, bro. Like you got back from Cyprus yesterday, bro. Like, you should have woke up this morning and trained. Like, when I get back, bro, like, I just wake up and train. But the thing is, there's nothing wrong with taking a rest day, bro.
Yeah.
But a workout, bro, like I said to you, like, you need to get out and walk. Like, a workout can just be a walk.
Yeah, no, I get that.
It's doing a whole lot of good for your body and your mental, bro.
Yeah.
And a lot of people at home, go on a walk, man.
One thing that I think I do live by every day, which I can stand proud by and say, is that I try to do my good deed for the day every day. Every day.
Yeah, I like to do a good deed. I'll tell you what, actually, I went and I actually didn't really want to, like, I said this to my mom, like, it was just like an act of kindness that I did, but I thought it would be nice to mention this.
Go on.
I walked out, I was walking into Marx's, and there's this guy that's selling the big issue every day.
Yeah.
And obviously, usually I don't have any cash on me or anything. I just go in. And I had cash on me this day, and I walked out, like, I was walking in. I said, wait there, man, don't worry, I'm going to give you something on the way out. Obviously, he didn't believe me. He just thought I was going in and going to walk back out. I walked out, I had, like, nuts. Like, I didn't get a bag or anything, because I asked. I had, like, loads of stuff in my hands. And I had £5 note, like, under my hand. Like, I had nuts and, like veg in this hand. Like, anyway, like that. He went to grab the nuts. I was like, nah, man. I was like, there's money there. He took the money. And, bro, like, just seeing how grateful he was, bro, was, like, the nicest thing. And, like, I stopped and I was speaking to him. He's from Romania. Yeah. It was just nice, bro.
No, to give,
like, it made me feel so
back
good
in
as well.
general anyway is a very
it's a goal, bro.
No, but I'm just saying in general on whatever scale that you can. I think it is a very beautiful thing, and it makes you feel just as good as maybe the other person on the receiving end. Would you say giving back or doing charity is a selfish act of kindness?
Well, because it makes you feel good. No, people that say that is fucking bollocks.
Do you think people? No, but do you think there's some people that do it out of that for that kick that they get, as opposed to the actual benefits of what the person on the receiving end would get?
But I'm sure that everybody that gives back, bro, it makes them feel good. Absolutely everybody. Like, I don't think that there's anybody that's like that only does it for like a dopamine rush of giving money. Like,
yeah, I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying, would you class it a selfish act of kindness?
It's not selfish at all, bro. To anybody that calls it selfish, like, it's genuinely, like, I don't know how much hate they'd have, bro. Because no matter how much you're given, hate inside them, bro, to hate on someone for giving charity. Like, how can you?
Oh no! I'm saying, like, let's say tomorrow.
No, because some people genuinely do view it as selfish, bro. That's a genuine thing. Some people do view it as selfish.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I think the people that view it selfish the way that you're thinking are the people that will go and they'll give someone that, like what you just said, but they would film it and put it on TikTok. Then someone would look at that and think, "Oh, it's selfish because for their own benefit."
I forgot his name, but he goes up to people. You've probably seen him, bro, and he'll be like, "Can I have some money?" And then if they give him some money, he gives them $1,000, and he might take them to a basketball game or something.
Yeah.
That bro. Like, for me, like, he's just spreading love and kindness, bro. Like, you could argue that Mr. Beast is doing it for selfish reasons. He just genuinely likes giving away money, bro.
Yeah,
like, he does.
There is also some personal gain.
Of course, there's personal gain, but
I think it's kind of deserved as well.
100%, bro. If you listen to Mr. Beast's first ever brand deal, bro, you got paid. They offered him $5,000. He said, "No, give me 10, and I'm gonna give it all away to a homeless person." He did, bro. He didn't need to do that. If you're a YouTuber, the majority of YouTubers would probably just get that $5,000 and just do the brand deal and do. But
is that why he stands out from the crowd and is so clever? Because that benefited his channel in the long run.
I don't think that came from something of being clever, though. He said that after that,
maybe there's both.
He fell in love. Of course, there is obviously calculated.
There's a strategy behind it.
Yeah, calculated strategies behind what he did, but I still don't think that he did it for self-gain. Obviously, he's got the channel and stuff like that, and you can argue for that. But crazy topic, man.
I feel like you could go back and forth in that topic for so long. But
of course you could.
Yeah, I do think there is an element of selfishness in charity, whether it's selfishness in the sense of I'm only doing it for my personal gain, but there also is that even the little things like I'm gonna like giving someone a Christmas present. That, do you know what I mean? Like, you give it them and you feel like, oh, there you go, and they open it and you see their face and it makes you feel a type of way in it. Even though you want that person to enjoy that, you also do get some pleasure out of that on yourself. So I feel like there is kind of selfishness in it, but to the extent of someone saying, "Oh, you only did that because is different." But yeah, fucking hell, we went in deep. Should we?
I think we should end it because we got to roll to London now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could stay talking here for ages. I enjoyed today's podcast.
We can talk. We can talk. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. We do not say it enough, guys, but please press that subscribe button, man. We're on a road to 1,000 subscribers.
Say it on the end of every pod, bro.
I know, but we need to say it more, bro. We need to say it more. We need people to subscribe. Yeah, bro. Because we've got a lot of our listeners don't subscribe to our pods, man. Don't subscribe to our podcast. So subscribe on YouTube. Show us that love. It costs you guys nothing and it helps us out so much more. And to see that subscriber count going up every week makes us more motivated to come and fucking get everything out and do it again, man. Not to say that we weren't going to, but but it just gives us that extra kick, and it costs you guys nothing. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Drop us a like, drop us a comment, and
follow us on Spotify. 5 stars
Yeah,
on Spotify
baby.
as well. You never said that, man. Can't forget about Spotify listeners. Fuck Apple Music. You guys do whatever you want. Fuck you, Apple Music listeners.
But yeah, thank you again, guys, for tuning in. We'll
Catch
see you
us
all
later,
next
man.
week. Peace.
Love.